Hi, I'm Dan Felz, a partner in Alston & Bird's Privacy, Cyber, and AI Practice Group. My practice involves advising data and tech-heavy companies, including data brokers and intermediaries, about compliance, transactions, and litigation and enforcement. We're all here to talk about data monetization, which raises an important question. What is data monetization? Some people react negatively to the word monetization, but there are all kinds of things companies can do with data. It can help to think of data monetization in this broader sense as something like leveraging our data to improve our operations or those of others. You can think of data monetization as any data-driven growth initiative that we want to make into a significant part of our operations or revenue. This is helpful because companies often approach data monetization thinking there's a single playbook. In reality, there are a number of very different models. You can think of licensing or selling data, or creating marketplaces. This is the classic monetization play, but it's also one of the rarer activities given its risk. You could think of building internal analytics or AI products. That's something that's much more common not just in healthcare, but in practically every industry. Automating or enhancing operations with technology like AI is something many companies are actively doing. This usually requires using internal data sets. Interestingly, it can spin off tech products, since if we can automate or enhance our own operations, we can help others do the same thing. Creating aggregated, de-identified, or synthetic data sets is becoming more interesting for companies as AI training becomes more widespread. Partnering with researchers, payers, or pharma to conduct research and develop products or services is another model. There are all kinds of ways to leverage data. You shouldn't think your company is automatically out of the data monetization race. For this, I want to make two key points about how legal should think about the business of data monetization. The first point, good governance is always part of a data monetization business model. People are sometimes surprised to learn that large data companies and brokers usually have major data governance structures. That is because they learned early on that governance is an integral part of any data monetization product, and really of any data-driven growth. No data monetization product can reach a significant size without someone demanding governance. Sometimes it's customers, sometimes it's strategic partners, sometimes it's key vendors, and sometimes it's plaintiffs or regulators. The demand is usually for governance that is structured, legible, and documented. It's difficult to turn data-driven growth into a significant part of operations without this. Think of governance as a way to speed up approvals, increase trust with customers and partners, build a competitive advantage, and maintain a shield when the inevitable complaint or investigation arises. Good governance turns compliance from a barrier into an enabler of scalable, sustainable, data-driven growth. The good news for healthcare companies is that most already have governance built around a number of issues: clinical practice, research, HIPAA compliance, data security, the list goes on. There are often working groups and processes where governance for data monetization and for data-driven growth can be naturally added. That brings me to my second point. Legal should feel comfortable being particular about anonymization or de-identification claims. Data initiatives can involve consultants, vendors, providers, or business units who make claims about data being de-identified. Legal should feel comfortable saying, okay, this data is de-identified according to whom? The bigger a data initiative becomes, the more scrutiny de-identification claims receive. Larger players have documented de-identification standards and processes that are keyed to the risk of the monetization use cases they engage in. Higher risk models tend to have more robust documentation. As an example, take a higher risk model like selling or licensing data. Some companies have a third-party expert analysis done in advance because this is the most cost-effective approach to marketing the product over time. In contrast, purely internal uses like process automation may be able to use internal measures. Put shortly, de-identification claims don't need to be taken at face value. Legal should feel comfortable requiring de-identification to be robust enough for the risk profile of what the company is doing with data. Data-driven growth creates real opportunity, but only when it's built on the right governance and defensible assumptions. If you're thinking about how to use data more strategically, we'd welcome the chance to help you do it in a way that scales and holds up. Let us know how we can help.